Hello and welcome to Inderes TV. Today I'm in the studio with analyst Antti Viljakainen to discuss Scanfil. Hi Antti.
Hello Pia.
So let's start with the fact that in the recent report you downgraded our recommendation from accumulate to reduce. What was behind this?
Basically the only reason the downgrade recommendation is that we don't see expected return of the stock higher than return requirement, and that's the case with Scanfil in my eyes right now. Share price has appreciated slightly, which has increased valuation to some extent, and on the other hand there are increasingly high uncertainty regarding operating environment in this political environment we are living right now. I mean, especially different kind of trade restrictions that could impact also Scanfil's demand indirectly. The stock is not expensive yet, but in my eyes valuation is more or less on the neutral zone, and expected return is in line with the return requirement. That's why we are on reduce from now onwards.
Okay, yeah, so the upside has melted away.
Yeah.
Revenue decreased in the first quarter by 3%, but organically it was 7%, considering the SRX acquisition. Is this, in your opinion, significant downward or not?
I wouldn't say so. Scanfil stated already in its financial statement bulletin that Q1 will be somewhat challenging because they are ramping up new projects and products that they won last year in several factories. And in EMS industry, when you have to ramp up production, it usually means that you don't get efficiencies from the mill. Revenue recognition is somewhat slow, and they also cause burden to margins. And top line was pretty much in line with our expectations in Q1. And when these ramp ups are done, the company should be able to increase pace also regarding revenue from Q2 onwards, I think.
Yeah. So touching on the ramp ups you mentioned, what kind of projects are these, and how many factories are involved in, or how many factories have been in the ramp up stage for these projects?
They didn't specify that well details regarding these ramp ups, but it's reported fact that Scanfil won around 190 million euros of new products last year, and there are projects in several customer segments, basically in all customer segments they have. So it's fair to assume that these ramp ups have touched several factories in their portfolio, if not all.
So we can assume that once these projects are up and running, then we'll see some improvement in revenue and profitability.
Exactly. Yeah, we should see improvement, some improvement already in Q2, and these ramp ups cannot be negative driver in H1 if everything has gone by plan.
You already briefly mentioned the political situation and the geopolitics, but the trade wars and tariffs, how will they possibly affect Scanfil going forward? Or did the company not comment on this in any way, I assume?
Yeah, they didn't say basically anything regarding the possible effects, because it's extremely difficult to to evaluate possible effects at this stage. Scanfil has a factory in US, so they are most likely not directly impacted by these tariffs and other trade restrictions. But Scanfil's demand is investment driven, that is somewhat sensitive to global economic conditions. So there could be indirect consequences also to Scanfil, but these are basically impossible to estimate at this stage for the company and for me and basically for everyone. So we need to see what kind of trade restrictions and sanctions, tariffs there will be in place when these negotiations are finalized. But it's fair to assume that the consequences would be rather negative than positive to Scanfil, as all kind of tariffs have negative impact on general economy.
Okay, thank you, Antti.
Thank you.
So downgraded to reduce, but the projects that are in ramp-up phase should bring some positive development later this year. You can read more at inderes.se.